Greg's icy surprise. So this all started last Saturday when my neighbor Greg decided to challenge our little cul-de-sac to a cook-off. Now, Greg is the kind of guy who wears Kiss the Cook aprons unironically and once described his secret ingredient as just vibes. So we took the challenge with a grain of salt and maybe a dash of pepper. He posted the invite in our group chat with the ominous words, "Prepare to be amazed or at least mildly confused." Naturally, I was both excited and slightly concerned. The day of the cook-off arrived and everyone brought their A-game. Susan made her famous lasagna, the Smiths brought artisanal sliders, and I whipped up what can only be described as experimental chili. I accidentally bought cinnamon instead of cumin, but let's just say it was unique. Greg, however, was nowhere to be seen. His backyard was suspiciously quiet except for the occasional clanging sound and what may have been a dramatic monologue about the art of subtlety in cuisine. Finally, the time came for the judging. Greg emerged, looking smug, carrying a silver platter with a single dish hidden under a cloche. The anticipation was high, some might say unreasonably so for a suburban cook-off. He set the platter down, whipped off the cover with a dramatic flourish, and revealed nothing. Well, not exactly nothing. There was a single perfectly sculpted ice sculpture of a human shoulder chilling in the center of the tray, with a sign that read, "Enjoy my specialty, the cold shoulder." The silence was broken only by Greg winking and muttering, "Best served frosty." At first, we all just stared, unsure if we were being pranked or if Greg had finally reached a new culinary low. But after a beat, everyone burst out laughing, except my wife, who just groaned and said, "Greg, this is why you're not invited to potlucks." So, in the end, Greg didn't win the cook-off, but he did serve up the iciest dish of the night. Turns out, giving your neighbors the cold shoulder is more literal and a lot more refreshing than we thought.